Hey guys, welcome to the Fight Tonight channel. Gervonta Davis has fluctuated up and down in numerous weight classes while snagging world titles along the way over the past few years. In 2019, following a successful run at 130 pounds, Davis made the move 5 pounds north to take a long-faded former champion, Yuriokis Gamboa, for the vacant WBA 135-pound crown. Davis would go on to brutalize Gamboa, stopping him in the 12th round and final round. 1 year later, Davis moved back down to the super featherweight division, scoring a 6th-round knockout over Leo Santa Cruz. To keep his penchant for moving through weight classes going, Davis challenged then WBA regular titleist Mario Barrios at 140 pounds. With Davis registering yet another stoppage win, the violent knockout artist has settled nicely into the lightweight division, with a win over Santa Cruz in December of 2021 to defend his secondary title at 135 pounds. Davis is set to return to the ring on May 28th against Rolando Romero. Although Davis is firmly planting his flag at the ground at 135 pounds, Regis Prograis is hoping that he will change his mind. Still, even with Prograis concentrating on McKenna, that didn't stop him from detailing how a showdown between himself and Davis would ultimately play out. "I will whoop him," said Prograis during an interview with Fight Hub. "Too big, too fast, too strong. I got a tune. I stay active." In addition to Prograis vehemently backing himself in their hypothetical matchup, the well-respected former champion doesn't believe their contest would be a closely contested one. While he respects Davis and his pernicious punching power, Prograis is confident that if they fought, it would intentionally be a walk in the park. He is a big puncher. He does have skills, he is a southpaw. I think sometimes he can be slick, but when he gets into fight mode, he is kinda like the same person as me. Like he likes to fight. Once I get my rhyme, I think it would probably be a pretty comfortable fight. He gets hit a lot. You can't get hit too much by me, Prograis said. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you really enjoy the content, then please subscribe to my channel and keep watching the videos. If you are subscribed, then you receive notifications about the release of new videos. You do not even have to look for anything personally. I really want to get 600 subscribers on my channel. I'm trying very hard absolutely every day and I need your support. Your likes, comments, reposts to social networks. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You're my support. Thank you so much. Lightweight boxing champion Gervonta Davis will headline a May 28 pay-per-view boxing card on Showtime, part of an extensive network lineup of televised boxing shows over the next 4 months. Davis will defend his title against Rolando Romero on a pay-per-view fight card distributed by Showtime. The fight follows the network's April 16 pay-per-view boxing event featuring welterweight champions Errol Spence and Yordenis Ugas. Other high-profile fighters set to appear on Showtime through July include middleweight champion Jermell Charlo, super middleweight champion Jermall Charlo, and former champion David Benavidez, said the network. When you consider the competitive nature of this fight, the star power of fighters like Errol Spence Jr., Tank Davis, David Benavidez, the Charlo brothers, it's never been clearer that Showtime is the destination for the most compelling fights, and will be for years to come. Showtime Sports and even programming president Steven Espinosa said in a statement. Gervonta Davis among a large list of supporters standing solidly on the side of Canelo Alvarez. Throughout the years, the Mexican native has become one of the most well-known and well-respected fighters in all of boxing. His rise to the top of pugilistic sport, however, coincides with his virally lopsided majority decision loss at the hands of Floyd Mayweather in 2013. Since then, Alvarez has gone undefeated in his next 16 consecutive fights. Along the way, he's snagged world titles in various weight classes, while making vast improvements. Davis, admittedly, has become a huge fan of Alvarez, although Davis has done his best to protect his glistening 26-0 record. The heavy-hitting multiple division titleist believes that Alvarez has become an entirely different animal, following his decisive loss at the hands of Floyd Mayweather nearly a decade ago. "I like Canelo as a fighter," said Davis during an interview with Fina Boxing. "He is tough. He's learning a lot from his loss from Floyd. It made him a better fighter." Alvarez now himself as a boxing biggest star. Over the span of 12 months, give or take, Alvarez truncated the world title reign of every 168-pound belt holder in the world. With victories over Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders and Skelly Plant, Alvarez became the first undisputed super middleweight champion of all time. In an effort to maintain his lofty status on boxing's mountain top, Alvarez will move up in weight to take on current WBA light heavyweight champion Dmitry Bivol. As the Mexican product continues to push his physical limits, Davis sits back in awe at both his overall accomplishments and his impressive skill set. Although Davis has found his name plastered on several creditable pound-for-pound lists, he believes that no one should be placed above Alvarez. Undefeated lightweight contender Ryan Garcia will finally return to the ring next month, when he faces Ghana's Emmanuel the Gameboy Tagoe. Their upcoming 12th-round battle will take place on April 9 at San Antonio's Alamodome, Levon Dozen. Garcia has been out of the ring since January 2021, when he got off the floor to score a knockout win over Olympic gold medal winner Luke Campbell. Garcia stepped away from the sport to focus on his mental health. He's not overlooking the challenge of Tagoe, but intent to chase down a world title opportunity before the end of the year. I'm very excited, it's been a long time. Tagoe is a legitimate contender. I have nothing but respect for him. He has a big opportunity here. He's been looking for a tough fight, a fight that will make or break him, and I am looking forward to a dog fight if I happens to be one, Garcia said. I'm definitely not looking past him, whether people think he's a good contender or not, and I respect him and I know this will be a good fight. I have been boxing my whole life. I know what it takes. I know the discipline you need, the sacrifice you have to make. What makes me feel confident is all the experience I have in the ring. Over 200 amateurs fight, 21 professional, being in some top training camps. I feel very comfortable and confident. I know whatever is in the front of me, it will not be easy, that's for sure. If it's a quick or a long fight, I am ready for whatever. An agreement to have Vasily Lomachenko challenge Unified lightweight titleist George Kambosos in Australia this spring was all but set in stone, according to promoter Bob Arum. One problem: Lomachenko appears to be in no condition to participate in a boxing bout anytime soon. Arum, who promotes Lomachenko, understands that Ludivella, the promoter for Kambosos, will need to make a move soon in order to preserve the summer fight date for his client. Kambosos, a native of Sydney, was reportedly set to defend his WBA, WBO and IBF lightweight titles on June 5 against Lomachenko at Marvel Stadium in Melbourne. Everything was done, Arum told Fight Hype TV. Everything was done. Ludivella is dealing with Jeremy Kugel, our counsel, and they had agreed to everything. Ludivella sent us a lovely letter today that he would hold out for a little while, but they would have to go on, but thanking us for negotiating all of this in good faith. The 34-year-old Lomachenko became the frontrunner for Kambosos after talks between Kambosos' team and WBC lightweight titleist Devin Haney faltered. If this doesn't get resolved by the end of the week, Ludivella has to look out for his fighter, Arum said. He's been a gentleman in all of this. There is always tomorrow, so Kambosos can get another appearance, hopefully wins, and then he can fight Loma later in the year, Bob Arum said. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.